Hello and welcome to week 9 of our weekly small worm bin update. And it's a little bit different this week in the sense that I'm getting ready to split this bin for week 12. So the reason I want to split the bin is I want to grow the number of worms, and that isn't going to happen if I don't remove worms from the bin. And that's because worm populations self-regulate, and they're very good at it. They'll self-regulate for the space available, which is the horizontal space available. Not that the depth is really irrelevant to worms, it's the amount of space they have going across the surface. And they'll also self-regulate for the amount of food that's available. Now this bin is processing about 2 kilos of food every few days. 2 kilos of food waste, I should say, every few days, and that's probably about as good as this bin is going to get, which is not bad. If you times it over a week now, that's probably about it can manage up to about 4 kilos of food in a week, which is pretty good given the size of the bin. But it means that the population is probably at an optimum, and the numbers are not going to grow. And the other thing is, they're not going to grow very much in size either. So I'm going to halve this bin, which is to say I'm going to attract the worms from here over to here, and then just quite simply take a clump half of this and put it into the new bin, and I'll leave the remaining half here to carry on working this bin. And that should mean that the worms will grow in size, and also that they'll reproduce more. There's actually very few cocoons in this bin, which doesn't surprise me given the number of worms that is here, because like I say, they're very good at regulating their own population. Now if I just show you, just bear with me for 1 second, I'll show you a worm which is from a bin which is slightly bigger than this bin, but it's a bin in which I process tea bags. And if you take a look at this guy, yep, there we go. So this guy is from a larger bin with fewer worms, and you can see the size of him compared to the adults. I just leave him there for a second. Let's see if we can find an adult. Right, there's a guy, young adult, but adult nonetheless. It's got a clitellum, so you can see the saddle. So this is quite a young adult, but you can see, let's see if you can find a better specimen. Nope. And now if we take these out and put them side by side, you can see the difference. Huge difference, both in terms of length and girth. And the only thing that's made a difference is the amount of space, horizontal space, that the larger worm has. It's getting quite distressed with the light, so I'll just put them back and cover them up. So that's the reason. I want to grow the number of worms, and I want the worms to increase in size. Like I say, I don't need to do anything with this bin now. It's actually working extremely well. I can just simply keep feeding this few kilograms of food food waste every couple of days. The worms will work away quite happily. Just need to keep an eye on moisture content and aerate the bed. And you know, we could let this bin get right up to the top, really, another 6-7 inches. Feed to one corner to draw the worms over there, remove the worms, and harvest the vermicompost, and then put the worms back into a new bed, and on we go again. So you know, I'm very happy with this bin, but I want the numbers to grow, and I want the worms to grow in size. So this is how I do it. I split the population about 3 months in. So I'm not going to do an update next week or the week after, so we'll come back to this bin in week 12, when by then most of the worms should be over here, and we'll remove half of them and set up the new worm bin. And then I was thinking I'll probably just do monthly updates on this bin for another 3 months, and we'll split the population again, and then 3 months split the population, 3 months split the population, and that will be a year. So we should, if everything goes well, get 4 bins maybe out of this 1 bin that we started with. So we'll see how that goes. But I think the weekly updates might be a little bit boring now after a while. So I was thinking after week 12 we'll move to monthly updates, just to keep an eye on things. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Please don't forget to like and share, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching.